Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was released in 1998 for the Nintendo 64, and it was revolutionary.
Not that great.
Okay, Zed, do you want to tell us what you think about it?
No, this is your YouTube thing.
No, let's hear it.
Okay. This game got way too much praise. I mean, yeah, it was great in 1998, but that was 1998, man. Like, now we've got classics like, you know, Call of Duty and, like, Crazy Taxi and like, Uncharted and, you know, stuff like that.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah, go ahead and do your thing now.
The game kicks off and we're introduced to Link, the hero of time, and learn of his and the Great Deku Tree's nightmares, and a sense of urgency is pushed here when he tells Navi, "The fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee." Link is immediately established as a different character, as he's referred to as the boy without a fairy.
So you grab your sword and shield and good grief.
Then we go inside of a giant talking tree's mouth. So we ass model this first dungeon like so. But not actually, because this is a review. Shit, calm down. Then we actually destroy Goma in roughly 4 seconds.
Oh, you're so cool.
Yeah, no, I know. And with that, we're introduced to the core mechanics of the game and set off to complete 2 more dungeons.
Okay, so not only you're not good at this game, but this game's just, like, not good. You're probably still holding on to your nostalgic goggles. Play a real game like, God, dude.
Oh, Christ. Just do the montage. So after jumping through 15 billion hoops, we've achieved our goal. Finally, we get the Master Sword.
And then seal the way in the sacred realm for 7 years. You know, part of me thinks she just kind of laid down on a piece of paper with a pen and had an epileptic seizure. None of these jokes are funny.
You're such an asshole.
Yeah, but sorry. Get back to doing your thing. My bad.
The child segment is almost like a pretty long tutorial in which the world opens up to the player and they're left to learn through their experiences. There's plenty of time and space to roam around and find new things, and at the same time they can follow the story and go where Navi tells them, and their hand is held pretty firmly, which is good for new players since this is the very first 3D Zelda game.
In 1998!
Hyrule Field yields the game's greatest flaw in my opinion, as there's so much space to roam around and so little in it to pose any threat or make things interesting. Even as a child, it's dull, and while the stealth children attack, they're just as easily avoided as they are fought. The first 3 spiritual medallions are acquired, and the player is taught the basics of the game and what the dungeon crawling is like, and moves on to the next 6 temples. So we've become an adult. Sweet tits.
Ah, cool.
We stumble from the Temple of Time and close tighter than chapped leather, presumably, and an infected ear, because let's face it, piercing your ear in this time frame couldn't have been sterile. So we grab a opponent from this dirtbag. Look at him. I bet he eats worms on his lunch break. And we set off to Kakariko to get
the hook shot.
Oh, and a few more heart pieces and the Song of Storms, neato. So now we head to Kokiri Forest to find the last gold Skulltula there. And
oh lord, is that a guy or like what?
And so we brave the very first full-fledged temple of the game.
Well, fuck that shit, am I right?
But we get a bunch of keys for the first time, kill some Stalfos, push lots of blocks, and go down this twisty hallway. Whoa! Oh, also,
you get the ball. Kill yourself.
So we fuck shit up, then kill Phantom Ganon and we're greeted by
this? What is this?
And yeah, then we set off to finish our quest. Zeke, you want to take this time to tell us what you think about the game?
Yeah, okay, sure, okay.
I'll be honest with you, Des. This game could be much better. From the lack of threats and things to do in Hyrule Field to the painfully long dialogue and exposition and this. The game graphically hasn't aged too well. It's alright. I can appreciate it for what it is and what it did for the series, and I enjoy the combat and the dungeons later on in the game. So you admit it, you like it. But I think the first Zelda is much better, and you've got bad taste because you played this game as a child and you won't let it go. But there's still so much exposition. Like, fuck, man. Would you just let me stab shit and things? I just think Nintendo's better than that. Harsh but fair, Z. Harsh but fair. Nah, you suck in this game's really bad, though.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Do the fucking montage. an adult, the game's dynamics differ slightly, being there's less hand-holding and the world opens even more than it previously was. Granted, you have to acquire a few things to traverse certain areas, and finish a few story bits that can finish further. Some items can no longer be used, new items are acquired, everything checks out there. The Forest Temple seems a bit overwhelming as a first temple, but at this point the player has already been faced with basic puzzle solving, and what dungeon crawling can be is they're faced with this labyrinth that can seem intimidating at first. But once the player delves in, you find it is deceptively simple. Keys are introduced at this point, if I'm not mistaken, as child dungeons did not have keys. Zach, do you want to read this next part? Maybe be like a little bit more involved or something?
Yeah, okay, alright, so, where do we start?
Right here.
Right here?
It's right, yeah, right there.
Okay, alright.
Okay. The player now progresses through a series of dungeons, the difficulty raising for each thereafter, and the player learning and growing as they...
No, you're a nerd.
What's wrong?
You're a fucking nerd. I'm gonna go get some...
I fucking hate you. The player now progresses through a series of dungeons, the difficulty all raising for each thereafter, and the player learning and growing as they go, gaining heart pieces and new equipment which can help them reach new items, and the explorative player is rewarded for poking around with both heart pieces, rupees, and gold sculptulas, which all help the player progress in one way or another. Ocarina of Time was an amazing game. It was my favorite as a child. And while I've grown to understand its flaws and what holds it back from being a truly great game instead of just a good game, it still holds a special place in my heart, and I'll always return from year to year to play it over and over again because it makes me happy. And every time I start the game and I see the main menu and I hear that amazing title theme, I just feel like a great adventure is about to begin. This game may not deserve the praise that it gets still to this day, and it definitely did back in 1998, but to me, this is an absolutely amazing game, and while other Zelda games may surpass it, this will always be one of the greatest to me. I give this game an 8.5 out of 10, and that was really difficult to come up with because I love this game so much. One of the biggest things subtracting from this game is the lack of things in Hyrule Field, as I've said before, and it's shortcomings like that hold this game back from being a truly amazing game.
I don't think you realize it, but this game is awful.
No, I think at heart you don't want to admit it, but you really like
dude, the only thing worse than this is your channel.
Alright, dude, that's it. No. Nah, dude. I'm gonna go do something that's not over.
Come back. Come on, man up. Son of a bitch.
Des?
Said,
Who is that?
I am the one who watches. I am the one who knows. My lemons still bitten. I am omnipotent.
What do you want?
I am in most mistake. You must first answer this. What rhymes with sun and you become when every race you run is one.
Is it number 1?
Oh, Zed, what the fuck just happened? Ooh.
What does it mean? What does what mean? Is that what? 1.